I destroyed a 5-year friendship with 2 words. I'm sorry. Those words that were taught will fix everything actually made everything worse. And I had no idea until it was too late. You've probably done this too. Someone gets upset with you. You immediately say sorry. You think you're being the bigger person. You think you're doing the right thing. But here's what nobody tells you. Bad apologies don't heal relationships. They poison them. This realization hit me like a truck last year. My best friend Sarah stopped returning my calls. We'd been close since college. Suddenly, radio silence. When she finally agreed to meet, she said something that changed everything. Your apologies feel like you're just trying to shut me up. I was shocked. Hurt even. It apologized every single time we had a disagreement. Wasn't that what good friends do? Turns out, I was doing it all wrong. And chances are, you are too. Let me explain what I learned. Most of us apologize in ways that actually make conflicts worse. We use apologies as band-aids. Quick fixes. Conversation enders. But real apologies require something most people aren't willing to give. Understanding. Here's the first mistake I was making. I apologized without listening. Someone would tell me I hurt them. Before they even finished talking, I'd jump in with sorry. I thought I was being responsive, considerate, fast to make amends. But here's what was really happening. By apologizing immediately, I was cutting off their chance to be heard. They needed to express their feelings, to explain why they were hurt, to feel validated. My quick sorry was basically saying, okay, I get it, can we move on now? Think about the last time someone hurt you. Did you want a fast apology? Or did you want them to truly understand what they did wrong? There's a massive difference. One makes you feel dismissed. The other makes you feel seen. The second mistake was even worse. I apologized for their feelings instead of my actions. You know those apologies that start with "I'm sorry you feel that way"? Those are relationship killers. They sound like apologies, but they're actually blame in disguise. When you say "I'm sorry you feel that way," here's what the other person hears. "I'm sorry you're so sensitive. I'm sorry you can't handle this. I'm sorry you're overreacting. You're not taking responsibility." You're suggesting the problem is their emotional response, not your behavior. I used to do this constantly. My girlfriend would tell me I was being dismissive. I'd respond with "I'm sorry you feel dismissed." I thought I was acknowledging her feelings. But I was actually invalidating them. Suggesting that her perception was the problem, not my actions. Real apologies own the behavior. They sound like this. "I'm sorry I interrupted you during the meeting. I'm sorry I forgot your birthday. I'm sorry I made that joke about your family." See the difference? You're naming what you did wrong, not how they reacted to it. The third mistake destroyed more relationships than I can count. I apologized but then defended myself in the same breath. "I'm sorry, but you also did this. I'm sorry, but I was having a bad day. I'm sorry, but you misunderstood me." That little word but erases everything that came before it. It's like saying "I'm not actually sorry, here's why I was justified." The person hearing this feels manipulated. They opened up about being hurt. You seem to apologize. Then you flipped it back on them. I did this with Sarah constantly. She'd tell me I was being flaky about our plans. I'd say "I'm sorry, but work has been crazy." Technically true, but also completely beside the point. My busy schedule didn't change the fact that it let her down repeatedly. Here's what I should have said instead. "I'm sorry I kept canceling our plans. That must have made you feel like you weren't a priority. Because honestly, my actions showed you weren't. That's on me. No excuses. No buts. Just ownership. The fourth mistake is subtle but devastating. I apologized to end the conversation, not to start healing. My apologies were exit strategies. Ways to stop the uncomfortable discussion. Make the bad feelings go away. Return to normal as fast as possible. But healing doesn't work on your timeline. The other person might need to talk more. To process. To ask questions. To express anger or sadness. If your apology is designed to shut that down, it's not really an apology. It's a silencing tactic. I remember apologizing to my mom after a big fight. I said, "Sorry, can we just forget about this?" She looked at me with such sadness. That's when I realized I wasn't trying to repair our relationship. I was trying to erase my discomfort with conflict. Real apologies invite further conversation. They sound like, "I'm sorry I said that. Can you help me understand what hurt you most?" Or, "I'm sorry I did that. What do you need from me right now?" You're opening a door, not closing one. The fifth mistake almost cost me my job. I over-apologized for things that weren't my fault. Every minor inconvenience, every small mishap, every time someone was slightly annoyed. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I thought I was being polite. Accommodating. Easy to work with. But chronic over-apologizing does something terrible. It makes your real apologies meaningless. When you apologize for everything, you apologize for nothing. People stop taking your sorry seriously. They become verbal filler. Background noise. Plus, over-apologizing makes you seem weak and uncertain. It signals that you don't trust your own judgment. That you're always in the wrong. That you're desperate for approval. None of these are good for relationships, personal or professional. I had to learn to distinguish between things that needed apologies and things that didn't. Someone bumps into you? You don't need to apologize. You have a different opinion? Not an apology moment. You set a boundary? Definitely no apology required. Save your apologies for when you've actually done something wrong. When your actions hurt someone. When you broke a commitment. When you violated someone's trust. Those moments deserve real, meaningful apologies. Everything else is just noise. The sixth mistake was perhaps the most damaging. I never followed up my apologies with changed behavior. I'd say sorry, feel better about myself, then do the exact same thing next week. Words without action are just manipulation. Sarah told me this directly. You always apologize for being late. Then you're late again. At some point, your apologies mean nothing. She was right. I was using apologies as get-out-of-jail-free cards. Say sorry, reset the relationship, continue bad behavior. Real apologies require change. If you apologize for interrupting people, you need to practice listening. If you apologize for being unreliable, you need to honor your commitments. If you apologize for being critical, you need to find kinder ways to communicate. This is hard. Changing behavior takes effort and time. It's uncomfortable. You'll mess up again. But that's where real apologies live. In the messy work of becoming better. Not in the easy comfort of saying sorry. So what does a good apology actually look like? Let me break it down. First, you listen fully before saying anything. Let the other person express everything they need to say. Don't interrupt. Don't defend. Just listen and try to understand their perspective. Second, you acknowledge specifically what you did wrong. Name the behavior. Own it completely. No vagueness. No deflection. No minimizing. This is what I did. It was wrong. I take full responsibility. Third, you validate their feelings without qualification. I understand why that hurt you. I can see why you're angry. Your feelings make complete sense. You're not agreeing that you're a terrible person. You're acknowledging that your actions had an impact. Fourth, you express genuine remorse. Not just "I'm sorry, but I feel terrible that I hurt you. I wish I could take it back. I hate that my actions caused you pain." Let them see that you actually care about their hurt. Fifth, you ask what they need. How can I make this right? What would help you feel better? Is there anything I can do? You're giving them agency in the healing process, showing that their needs matter to you. Sixth, you commit to specific change. Here's what I'm going to do differently. This is how I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. These are the steps I'm taking. Concrete actions, not vague promises. Finally, you follow through. You actually do what you said you'd do. You demonstrate through consistent behavior that your apology was real. This part takes weeks or months. But it's the only part that actually rebuilds trust. When I finally apologized to Sarah properly, it took an hour. I listened to everything she needed to say about how it let her down. I acknowledged each specific instance. I validated how lonely and frustrated she must have felt. I didn't defend myself once. Then I told her what I was going to change. It'd stop making plans I couldn't keep. It'd be honest when I was too busy. It'd prioritize our friendship with actions, not just words. And then I actually did those things. For months. Consistently. Our friendship didn't heal overnight. Trust takes time to rebuild. But slowly, she started believing my apologies again. Because they came with changed behavior. Because it learned that sorry isn't magic. It's a commitment. Here's what I want you to take away from this. Your apologies might be damaging your relationships right now, not because you're a bad person, but because nobody taught you how to apologize properly. We learn to say sorry as children. We never learn what sorry actually means. Start paying attention to how you apologize. Do you listen first or interrupt? Do you own your actions or deflect? Do you invite conversation or end it? Do you change your behavior or repeat it? Your answers will tell you everything. The relationships that matter most deserve better than reflexive, empty apologies. They deserve the hard work of real accountability. The discomfort of honest self-reflection. The commitment to actual change. That's what sorry really means. I lost friends before I figured this out. I damaged relationships I cared about. I made people feel unheard and invalidated. All while thinking I was doing the right thing by apologizing. Don't make my mistakes. Learn to apologize properly. Listen deeply. Own completely. Change genuinely. Your relationships will transform. Not because conflict disappears, but because when it happens, you'll know how to heal it. That's the real power of a proper apology. And if you've been apologizing wrong for years like I was, Therese, good news. You can start apologizing right today. The people in your life will notice. They'll feel the difference. Real apologies are rare and precious. When you offer one, it matters. Make it count.